Hey guys, I'm Azra, and in this Lord of the Rings Rise to War video, I'm going to share this reaction video with you all. I'm going to give you my first-hand opinion about the new recent changes that have been hitting the live servers, and also there is an update coming called the PBE reveal. I'm not sure what it is. Is it a sandbox environment or something similar? We'll just have to see what this is all about in this video. I'm going to share my opinion, and let's see if this is going towards the right direction or not. By the way, I also have a little guest appearance in this video towards the end where I will ask a couple of questions. Let's get going.
Hello my fellow tacticians, it's good to see you all again. For those that don't know, I am Jared Underhill, Senior Community Manager on the Lord of the Rings Rise to War. Since the last report, campaigns without factions are already live at certain new servers. And there have been many
Alright, so he just mentioned that the no faction system has already been implemented into a few servers. I like that approach a lot because it is something very new to the game. Especially role-playing players like me were afraid of that system because it sounded more like we are approaching the non-roleplay system. But it's nothing like that. The non-faction system, if you ask me, is also still a good thing for all role-playing people. Of course, it means that removing the faction system by itself is removing the core element of roleplay, because all of a sudden you don't have Erebor, you don't have Arnor, Gondor, all of those factions are kinda gone, but at the same time it is giving a lot of possibilities for role-playing people. Like, I like the idea if I am a free-to-play player who joins, let's say, Erebor, has still the possibility to specialize into different units just by changing the settlement style. I may have spawned in the region Erebor, but that doesn't mean that I'm locked to dwarven units. I still get to choose the settlement style. And that is something I see going into the right direction. I'm not sure how in detail they are going to implement this system, but if I get to choose which specialization I want, I think it is a good choice, because imagine if you are a free-to-play player and you don't have the correct commanders that go hand in hand with the faction you chose. Let's say you have some commanders that don't synergize with dwarven units. That would mean Erebor as a faction would have been a bad pick for you, because you have no commander that synergizes with Iron Warriors. So you get the idea, right? And by giving you the freedom of choosing the style of your settlement, you can always pick the most fitting unit type or the most fitting settlement style that goes hand in hand with your commanders and also with the gear you accumulated. Very important, because synergy between units, commanders, and gear is important if you PvP a lot. Let's see how much detail it has in the future. I still need to experience it firsthand.
discussions around this new gameplay feature in the community. We hope you will continue to discuss the new feature and submit your feedback and suggestions on official platforms. This will help us optimize the game for everyone in the future. Back to today's topics. We're going to announce some very important new updates. The updated content includes the adjustment of season goals, season evaluation, and season rewards, as well as the long-awaited commanders and units adjustment.
Okay, so there is a lot coming, but I'm not sure how much details they're going to share about that. Let's see if they share the details about what was mentioned just a second ago.
A lot to cover today, so let's get started. The first topic we're covering is some changes to end of season rewards.
Okay, end of season rewards. I wasn't like unhappy with the system we had so far with the season rewards. By being the number 1 on your server, or at least number 2, you could buy yourself a carved dragon tooth, which is the best item right now for good side if it comes to accessories for the majority of the commander roster. But you need to be number 1. You need to win that season for that reward to be yours. Very hard to come by. Because of that very reason, it is so special. Not everybody can have it. That is not a bad thing. It just means you need to win the season. How can you win the season? Well, obviously, you are ahead of everybody else if you are a spender. So that old system isn't really free-to-play friendly. Let's see if what he is about to say will change anything about that.
We'll be changing how campaigns progress, end of season rewards, and how you get those rewards.
Alright, and how do we get those rewards? That is the question.
We're hoping these changes will make campaigns more sustainable and challenging while providing a better experience for everyone on the server.
Alright, that sounds good, but still we haven't heard any detail. I hope there is more detail to come.
Season title will be closely related to occupying how many control points you have. for Fellowship Warband.
Alright, so it's coming down to controlling these big points. Again, you need a strong group to conquer those regions. You need strong negotiation skills to form an alliance, be it formal or informal, to conquer the majority of those points in order to claim those rewards in the end. Please, more details.
It will become more simple to fight for these goals. In the last Underhill report, we mentioned that the map will have many changes, including the introduction of realms and new physical separation of lands. The reason we updated the map and season titles is to make sure tacticians would have a more immersive battling experience on the map.
Okay, what does that mean? Like, we need more details. Come on, I need something to work with.
Highlighting the importance of geography during the campaign. And we hope less powerful groups will be given the opportunity to make decisions about strategy with more flexibility. The map change will be introduced to different campaigns around the end of July. Consequently, we will limit the number of tacticians who qualify for the highest season title.
Alright, limiting the number of tacticians who can participate. Again, what are the restrictions? How do you limit those players? Like, do you differentiate between free-to-play players and people who pay to win? And then you mix both together to have an equal amount of free-to-play and paying people? How does that system look like?
This change will take effect in every campaign setting to better reward tacticians who make a big impact in their faction.
To make a big impact, what exactly is being referred here? Please, more details.
Your tacticians being able to earn the highest season title, servers should become more competitive, preventing groups from uniting together. This provides a sense of purpose to the server environment and keeps the mid to late season suspenseful. Since we're reducing how many players can earn these titles, we will be adding in some new and exciting rewards to go along with their new difficulty. Furthermore, there will be Matham chests linked to specific end of season.
New rewards, always appreciated, but again, how do we get those rewards? I am missing a lot of details here.
Season titles with different titles will have special chests associated with them. It's totally different from regular Matham chests.
Again,
in
nothing
this chest,
specific,
players
we need
will
more
have
details.
more opportunities to obtain gold equipment, and the number of draws is limited. We have more rewards in mind for the most dedicated tacticians. Our goal is to make end-of-season rewards more reliant on personal contributions to your factions, fellowships, and warbands. Because of that, we've decided more rewards will be given to warbands and fellowship members with leadership positions at the end of the season as a thanks for the hard work they put into leading their groups.
Alright, so that does basically mean whoever is in a leading position will get an extra reward. I'm not against that idea. That by itself is motivating people to step up, to take the more responsible position, to lead people. That is a hard job, and I certainly appreciate that they reward people who are ready to do that hard work. It takes time, it takes nerves, it's a lot of stress, and you have to manage many people for what? Like, up until now, we had no reward system for people who were in a leading position, but they just mentioned that they are going to reward those leading people. I'm not against it. It is a good thing if you ask me.
We've covered the end of season rewards. Let's look at some new and exciting upcoming features. In order to allow tacticians to better communicate with friends, we will open the village system in Middle-earth. The feature will allow you...
Alright, a new way of communicating with people, a village system. Right off the bat, I am thinking about a guild system, but let's see if this is anywhere close. Guilds.
To make a village of up to 20 tacticians you can communicate with, even from outside your current campaign or your server.
So they just mentioned that the village system is limited to 20 people. Why only 20 people? And what can I do with those 20 people, I wonder? Let's see.
Villages have unique and customizable features like boards, tags, and titles to set them apart from each other. You'll even be able to call on these friends for help in your ongoing season, as long as they're in back end.
Okay, we can call on those 20 people for help, but in regards to what? For what purpose do I need those 20 people to help me with? I'm not sure about that change. Like, when I hear about this village system right now, I'm not looking forward to try it out. Like, I'm not buying it right now. What is this all about?
We hope this new feature will be another way for tacticians to stay connected even after a season.
So it is a way to stay connected. Maybe the idea is going into the right direction, but it's certainly not my idea of fun. Let's see what this is more about.
Ends. The village system will also provide players with more features. There will be more news
features
to look forward to about the village system soon, so Stay tuned for updates.
Alright, I guess we have to see what it is all about once they release more information. What I have seen so far isn't really convincing me, so I have to give it a pass, but maybe it's just me. What do you think about the village system? In my opinion, this doesn't sound like fun. It's just limiting your special relation or communication to 20 players, but for what? For what purpose? To share some pictures around? I play Rise to War because I want PvP, because I want conquest, because I want fights.
We've also noticed that many players are asking to see or even test out some of the new features we have planned before they go live. I've got some good news for you. New features in the game will be available to test on PBE. The team has...
Alright, so we finally have a test server. Whenever a new change hits the game, you get to try it out on the PBE server. And that's basically it. It's just a possibility to try out the new changes before everybody else gets to try it out.
Dedicated quite a bit of time to build a special server just for testing. So, I'm proud to announce that signups for the new PBE testing server will be opening soon. On the PBE server, you'll experience new content in the following months, helping to test commander and unit adjustments and balance changes before they go live, as well as helping us collect feedback and ensure a better Middle Earth for all. We sincerely...
Alright, this is awesome news. So we finally got this server that gets all of the changes first before it is being deployed to the other servers. That way we got enough time to test new stuff out, be it commanders, be it commander reworks, and see how much balanced it is before it hits the live servers. That is a good change. Like, I can back this up. I like where this is going.
I really hope in the future more and more tacticians will join us in the PBE. During PBE, we'll open many channels for tacticians to...
But what about these new changes, these graphical changes? Is this just for marketing purpose for this demo? Or are they truly going towards graphical changes? What is this all about, I wonder? We need to have more information about what we are seeing right now.
Submit their feedback, both in and out of the game. The official Discord will open specific channels to make sure we capture all your helpful feedback. We look forward to communicating with the community about this on a regular basis. PBE will open for registration from July 26th to August 6th. In the future, the community team will release more registration rules, registration periods, and other details. We'll need every tactician we can get for this. So, if you're interested in participating, make sure to follow us on our social media channels to get more details about PBE's registration requirements and official release time.
Okay, I will definitely sign up for this new PBE test server whatsoever. I will share whatever I could gather in a new video.
We highly value your participation and suggestions to help us optimize the game. And together, we'll even make Middle-earth a better place. Now, for the last topic today, we have...
Okay, so here we have the part I mentioned at the start of this video where I get to ask a few questions. It was about the new changes that were recently released. So let's get going.
Two special guests, Azra and Val, who will be joining us to ask questions about the content from this video and the last. Let's see what questions they have for us. Starting off, we have some questions from Azra.
How do people form faction groups once factions have been removed from the game? Alright, so before he answers that question, I didn't know what the faction removal was leading to, so this was one of the first questions I had when they announced that they are going to remove factions. Because me being a role-playing player, I was very afraid of that change. I like the idea of having factions because whenever you have factions such as Erebor, Gondor, Variax, Rune, it's giving you a feeling of fantasy immersion, right? Immersion is the right keyword. And once that immersion has been removed, how can you keep it up in another way? Let's see what the answer is.
And to bring a more immersive experience to tacticians, we have designed a feature to restore factions to the original setting. For example, if you manage to secure Minas Tirith, you can recreate Gondor, which enables you to use a Gondorian flag and capital in the original setting.
Alright, wait a second. He just mentioned once you capture a certain capital, you can create the units in accordance to that capital, right? What if I captured Gondor's capital, Minas Tirith? Do I unlock the possibility to go for Gondor-style settlement? What if, as soon as a game starts, I want to conscript and specialize towards Lothlorien units? Can I do that from the get-go? So, not enough information is shared in regards to that. We may have the servers being online with these recent updates and no faction system, but I haven't tried it out, and judging from this statement, it's still not clear if I get to choose all kinds of settlement styles from the get-go. But let's continue. Are the functions for regions fixed, or will they change on a random basis?
The regions and their functions are not going to be random. They will be the same on every server.
Alright, so what do we understand from the answer? We understand that the function of each part of a region will always stay the same. It's never going to change. You will always have, let's say, Emin Muil being divided into, let's say, 3 parts, PvP, and then the respawn part, and also maybe a third part, but you get the idea. So these functions within the regions and their parts will always stay the same, no matter which server you enter.
Thank you for your questions, Azra. Now let's see what Val has for us.
You mentioned that players will be able to design their own flags for factions. How will it work? Can you show us an example?
Yes, we actually have a showcase.
All right, I like that idea that you finally get a chance to design your own flag. That is just the bare minimum that you should have in a strategic game like this. I mean, many more games already have that option. I'm just happy that we finally have that option. It's giving you another chance to immerse with your fantasy game, and the more immersion, the better for the game. It's just a pity that it needed a long time to being implemented right now. And I'm not saying this to smash the game. I like this game. I want this game to be the best version it can be. Things like these are little changes, and those little changes are the bare minimum that could have been implemented much earlier. Like, it is a good thing, we accept it, we like where this is going, but we need more of those much faster being implemented in the game.
Case here for you where you can see what the menu will look like and some of its features. It's going to be a lot like the Rings of Power Kings of Men campaign with certain changes. Just keep in mind it's still...
And don't get me wrong, NetEase team, I don't want to destroy your hard work. You are going towards the right direction with this change, but keep it in mind that this is the bare minimum. This is so standard that it shouldn't even be worth mentioning at the moment. It's just standard. It should have been from the start within the game. Let's continue.
Being worked on, and there may be some changes before the actual release. All right, that's all we have today. We will have more information about the upcoming changes next time we meet. Please stay tuned and feel free to submit your feedback in the comments section and in the suggestion channel on the official Discord. I look forward to hearing your tales of how you rise to the occasion in glorious battle back at the tavern. In the meantime, see you on the battlefield, tacticians.
Alright, so that is the video, and what I like about this is that we got the new PBE server to test things out before it hits live servers. That is a good thing. But what I would like to have in future Underhill reports is, please share us more details. That way I can give you a much better opinion about the changes that are about to hit the server or already hit the servers. But for the time being, I'm just curious about all of those changes and their details. What will we experience in the future? Only time will tell. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this one, let me know by leaving a like, consider subscribing, share the video. It helps a lot to push against YouTube's algorithm. I see you guys next time.